Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just so good guys. Whoa.
Benjamin, how the hell are you? And how is that beautiful blue zip up of yours?
Do you like it? It's nice, right?
It's handsome. I find you have been wearing versions of that more recently.
I'm really enjoying wearing what I call golf athleisure wear out and about. It's a nice little quarter zip. It's quilted, so it's warm, but not too warm. And today, Josh, it is 55 degrees in New York City, so we are feeling great. Quick side note, if you see me smelling my fingers, it's because there's Frank's Red Hot on it. Okay, I made a chicken sandwich earlier, and there's still, even though I washed my hands, there's still a little Frank's Red Hot. It smells fantastic.
The great Giannis Pappas, one half of the History Hyenas podcast with Chris DiStefano, does say that people who are mentally challenged are finger sniffers.
Well, by the way, it is what it is. Ooh.
Can I tell you
It smells like my sandwich.
Can I tell you a disgusting thing that my other best friend, not Ben, but Len, used to do growing up?
Yes.
He would
I know what you're going to say.
Okay, go. Then you go.
I really hope I know what it is. Does it have to do with his nether regions?
Of course it does.
And he would do a little scratch and sniff?
Yeah, and he would say, I like the vinegar.
Ew.
Olivia, you should feel free to quit. I would quit. I'm going to fire myself.
I like the vinegar. Ew.
Like Len's beautiful Russian immigrant mother would be cooking us Red Baron pizza just so that her kid could sit on the couch watching an LA Kings game, scratching his nether regions and going, I like the vinegar.
It's so gross.
He's the best. That's
Oh
the
my
immigrant
God.
dream right there.
I can't even imagine doing that as a kid.
Were you ever like, I remember once, I have one regret about actually growing up. Me and Len, we had a younger buddy, Daniel, and like we would be like 11, 12, 13 years old. He was a year younger than us. And we would just like, I just remember one time playing a prank on Daniel where he woke up at the sleepover and Len was over his face with his ass in his face. And Daniel was like, I'm not sleeping over anymore. And I was like, I don't blame you, Dan. That stinks.
Yeah, look, it both stinks literally and figuratively. This is what boys do, okay?
Yeah.
This is what boys do on sleepovers. The same thing applies to camp. One time in camp, we literally shoved 14 cheese balls in this guy's ass.
Hell
Okay?
yeah.
This is just what you do in camp. You're like, hey, let's see how many cheese balls we can fit in ass. And that's just what it was. We can cut out his name. But that's it is what it is. And he's happy as a clam. He holds the record for how many cheese balls you can put in an ass. And it's so funny. Somebody said this the other day. Like, there is nothing gayer, nothing, than either a young boy sleepover or summer camp. The things that go on, so gay for heterosexuals. Like it's like, hey, who do you think has the bigger dick, me or you? And then two people whip out their dicks. Gay. But it's just like straight guys doing straight guy things. We're curious. We're young.
Yes, and we're not judgmental. We need to adopt that. I'm not gay. I'm just a 38-year-old at camp with my bros.
Yeah, that's it. It's not a big deal. I'm not gay. I just like cheese balls in the ass.
I want to go to camp tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. To put cheese balls in my ass.
14?
14
Now,
went in.
Were these Weiss? Were these Utzes? What was the brand?
The big,
Utz.
the big tub. Utz.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What a snack.
And feel free to turn the podcast off, listeners, but I'm going to need some more details.
Now we need the logistics.
Because That's pretty graphic, dude.
Yeah. 14 in the ass.
Whoa.
Some of them crumbled for sure. Look, if you've ever had
Some.
an cheese ball, you know they don't hold well. You push, they break.
Sure.
But yeah, it's rough. You ever heard of the game Ookie Cookie?
Oh no. I don't know. I don't like the way you just said that. You ever heard of the game Ookie Cookie?
Olivia, by her laugh, I think, has heard of Ookie Cookie. But again, feel free to turn off the podcast. But another game I never played, but another game of legend where 6 straight young boys around the age
I know
of
what you're
12
gonna say.
all ejaculate onto a cookie.
This is getting cut out.
and then
so
one
gross.
kid eats it.
That's gotta be fake. Because we've all heard about that growing up, but no one
Probably.
actually did that.
It's probably fake. It's probably with the legends of like quicksand and like it's probably within legend. I would agree. Maybe not. I don't know.
Thinking of that, you're like, look, there's
Speaking
a lot
of-
of folklore. Narnia, Lord of the Rings, Ookie Cookie.
Speaking of Ookie Cookie,
Oh my God. What let me ask you, wait, I was gonna ask you something about camp and oh darn, I lost it. It's just such a gross visual, I couldn't get past it.
Ookie Cookie, yeah, it's rough. Ookie Cookie's rough.
Oh,
You're also really horny in camp.
when did you play your first game of Spin the Bottle?
I was just so fat. Like I was just so happy to be included. I don't remember
Same.
when. Somehow the bottle never landed on me, Josh. I don't know if it was a anti-fat man bottle, but I was in there. I was all ready to go, and the bottle just never landed on me. I don't think I ever got a spin. They didn't give me a spin.
You were an observer.
I was an observer.
Hell yeah.
What about you?
They're like, Ben, what are you doing here? And you go, auditing.
Just making sure nobody gets in too much trouble.
Taking notes.
Have I ever told you the story? 9th grade, I didn't drink in 9th grade. Did I tell you about this?
Mm-mm.
All of my friends were drinking already. Like you go to a party, people are drinking. I would literally go around the party. Like a kid would be like drinking a beer and I'd say, that really is not good for you.
Hell
sir.
yeah.
And then at the end of 9th grade, I fell asleep at a party and my friend like poured beer down my throat and I woke up with beer in my mouth and that was the first time I ever drank alcohol.
And how was that?
I felt immediately like such a loser for going around the party telling people to stop drinking beer because it just like tasted gross, but like nothing happened to me. I had like a sip of beer. Like these kids, I was definitely a wet blanket, but maybe I saved some lives. Who knows?
Sure. We had 14, Len and I had 14 shots of Mandarin vodka when we were 14 years old, and that he stole from his Russian parents.
14 each?
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow. Yeah,
We-
that'll hurt the tummy.
We cleared the bottle, and that was the first time we drank, and it was intense. And then we threw up in my trash can, and I don't think I drank again. It's funny, I was talking about this the other night, but I would go back to New York over summers from like 14 to 17 for a month. And we would like smoke a blunt on my buddy's roof in Chinatown, or we would like drink a 40 amongst like the three of us, but we never really it didn't click in. Like it was unremarkable. I don't remember it. And I also don't remember thinking it was great. And then of course at 17, I think because I had lost all this weight and I was looking for something else as a crutch, then when I was smoking pot and whatnot, it was suddenly like, oh, I like this. This is a relief. This gets me out of my head.
Yeah, totally. Oh man, so many of those wretched nights. I got the most gorgeous selfie, Josh. You, Max, Shy, on the slopes, the beautiful Vancouver background. It was the most gorgeous selfie that I've ever seen. What's your secret? What is your secret? It was so beautiful.
It's funny you ask, and I don't mind sharing. I don't know if you're familiar with the Galaxy S25 Ultra from Samsung, but they have portrait selfie, which is like, listen, I don't care. I actually do care. I care about having a good selfie, and the truth of the matter is every sort of camera I've had before this, it just, skin tones would start to look a little weird, textures weren't preserved, it just wasn't right. But I just find that you can capture, you look the way you think you look. You know when a camera takes a picture of you and you go, I don't look like that.
Yes, right? I do.
And you call your therapist.
Yeah, the camera lies, Josh, but not on the Galaxy, okay? You flip this thing around. You want a selfie. Mom's like, let's take a selfie. You're like, Mom, I don't want to take a selfie because I'm going to look ugly. We don't need this until the Galaxy, okay? Because the Galaxy, when you take that selfie, it's perfect. It's portrait mode. It's it. It's the perfect selfie.
What I like with the portrait selfie is that it's this dedicated thing that knows that selfies are their own thing and that it needs to be sort of curated for exactly that. So it preserves all the beautiful kind of things that you need for a good photo like that. I'm a big fan. I think my kids and I looked gorgeous on the slopes. I don't want to brag, but we
did brag. What do you mean you don't want to brag? You took it, you sent it to me. You were bragging.
All right, listen, I want to share with you. Can I not share with you? I just want every shot to have that nice professional look, so shout out portrait selfie. Now let me ask you, Ben, when you posted that beautiful selfie at the wedding you were recently at, now be honest with me, did you use the best face feature, did you?
Of course I used the best face feature, Josh, okay? Look, we come from a world where we like tinkering, all this stuff, okay? But with Samsung, it can be the real you because best face gives you the best face.
And how many times you're taking a photo and you're annoying your friends, you're going, hey, look at this. It becomes this think tank when Samsung goes, you know what? Give your friends a break. We have a feature now that can help you find the best one. No problem. Best face. You're welcome.
It's perfect, especially for somebody who's indecisive. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? Best face.
I said best face. Which one's the best? And they said none. You're ugly. No, I'm kidding. And you can get your Galaxy S25 Ultra at Samsung.com.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at OpenPhone. Folks, running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Your personal phone becomes your business phone, and before you know it, you're juggling customer calls day and night. As your team grows, it becomes impossible to manage with your personal phone number. That's where OpenPhone comes in. Because OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system. They'll help you separate your personal life from your growing business. For just $15 a month, the cost of a few coffees, you'll get complete transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. OpenPhone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with HubSpot and hundreds of other systems. They use AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a summary of your phone call with action items as soon as you hang up. And if you miss a call, automated messages are sent directly to your customer, meaning you'll never miss an opportunity to engage with them. It's affordable and easy to use. Whether you're a one-person operation and need help managing calls automatically, or have a large team and need better tools for efficient collaboration, OpenPhone is a no-brainer. Plus, they've won multiple awards for G2 software reviews and are trusted by over 50,000 businesses. Right now, OpenPhone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/goodguys. That's OpenPhone.com/goodguys for 20% off 6 months. OpenPhone.com/goodguys. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge.
I would go to these parties though, Josh, and again, because I was just like the fat guy, I'm not getting it. I was about to say getting any ass. This is a PG show. I'm not smooching. I'm not canoodling. I'm just like there, like talking to my friends, whatever. I vividly remember senior year, I go to a party, and I guess like all the seats were taken, my feet were hurting me. I go and I take a seat on my friend's dining room table, snaps in half.
Hell
The
yeah.
dining room table just snapped in half. And I remember going into school the next day, I felt so bad. He's like, that it'll be $350 to fix the table. I need it now. I'm like, okay. I went to my dad. I told him it'll be $350 to fix the table. I feel really bad. Let's give him the $350. I gave him the $350. Next week, he comes in with headphones, Josh. Guess how much those headphones cost him?
$350.
$350. He never gave $1 to his parents.
Scumbag.
Tangent. But now in my head, I'm just thinking of all of these parties. But yeah. yeah.
Your father goes, can we get other quotes?
Can I send in my guy?
Yeah, $350.
Totally.
How quickly did they get that estimate?
Yeah, instantly. His parents never came home. He made up the estimate, $350.
That's crap. Because that's the kind of thing that if you tell your parents that happened with your friend who was like a little bit like of a bigger person, like broke through it, your parents go, don't worry. Like, we'll figure it out. They don't go like, bring me a check from your friend.
Bring me $350. Also, like, to fix the table, it's not $350. What is it to fix a wooden table?
No, it's cheaper to buy a new one.
I was
First
going
of
to
all,
say, can you even fix a wooden table?
what are you going to find the one woodworker left in the Northeast? You have to go to the fucking Amish. You have to like go to Lancaster.
Yeah, no, it's cheaper to buy a new table. But yeah, no. No.
Is it, Olivia, and feel free not to answer, but like, do you remember like when Spin the Bottle and those kind of games became a thing?
Yeah, I didn't really go to parties in high school, so I I think the first time that I ever did Spin the Bottle was probably in college.
Okay.
But
Respect.
yeah, I mean, I went on like some double dates in 8th grade where like the guy I was with was like, he had to kiss me first before the other guy would kiss the other girl. Like they were going to do it at the same time, but I never got invited to a Spin the Bottle.
It's so I've told this story before, and I think she commented on it like on Twitter or something. But I like played Spin the Bottle in 6th grade at Performing Arts High School. It was crazy. But, and then in between rehearsals for Annie, and then but the first time I was like properly kissed, I remember I was 16 and I was in North Hollywood at a party and playing Spin the Bottle with other kids that I went to acting class with. And so it was like Evan Rachel Wood was there, and like Penn Badgley and Evan Peters, and like all these people that have gone on to be incredibly successful and talented. But I remember that the bottle landed on Evan Rachel Wood and I was about to say Evan and I, and then I'm like, Evan Peters and I? No.
You wish.
I know. And she just looked at me and gave me just like a proper wonderful kiss. And I remember being like, thank you, Evan. Like, you didn't have to do that. And I really appreciated it because at 16, I needed some connection.
Oh, there was just nothing better. The only thing better was telling your friends.
Yeah.
Like, going and telling your friends, I just kissed a girl, was like, oh my God. The best feeling in the world. And you also just, like, felt normal and validated. And you're like, okay, like, my cool friends have been doing this forever, and, like, now I get to do it too.
So grown up.
Those were the days, Josh.
Whoa. How do you feel with your beautiful child, you know, Baruch Hashem, coming into the world? I have a bit of an aversion about, I see it with older, like, grandparent types, but also people my age. I don't do that thing of, oh, like, Max, do you have a little girlfriend? Like, oh, this is his girlfriend, Charlie, or whatever. I just don't like to put that on kids. I think it's a little weird, and I know it's like 99% of the time, like, it's just like a cutesy, silly thing. But I don't know. I like try not to do that with kids. What do you guys think?
I think it's weird, but I also, and I know I've mentioned this on a past podcast, hold the neurologist, okay? I'm bringing it up again. I like arranged marriages. I want to bring them back because we don't need to force the issue now, but my dear friend has a baby girl. I have a baby boy. I really love my dear friend. I really love my dear friend's wife. I really love the family. I'm just saying we're not going to force anything, but it's nice to imagine that my in-laws could be my best friends. Like, imagine you have a beautiful baby girl, Josh, okay? You have a beautiful baby girl born similar timing to my beautiful baby boy. And we decide we want to push households. That's great!
That is so deeply insane. I cannot get over it. What's more scary is I know that you're only 75% kidding, and it ruffles my feathers good and hard. It's wild.
He will have his own choice, but it's not like I can't say, oh, Ruthie Peck, she's a nice girl.
Rivka.
She's good. Like, Ruthie Peck, she's nice.
But the problem is like you think that, and then I don't, when you have your kid, when you have your own kid, it'll shift, and more will be revealed. Like,
yes,
I think while Paige and I hopefully hold a lot of the same, I would imagine, same values that you and Claudia have, we're very different than maybe a lot of the couples just who are more Northeast, typical New York Jewish couples. Like, because we've had a different thing.
Yeah.
And you might have your kids and suddenly go like, oh, what Josh and Paige have with their families actually presented itself to be kind of more attractive than the thing that I was used to or grew up with. Or you might be like, no, I clearly would never want that. I love what me and my friends have. Like, that's the interesting thing, is watching your friends, how they raise their kids.
Totally.
Right?
Totally. And it's weird. Like, one of my best friends has a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old, but the rest of them really have like kids under 1. Like, it's all happening at once. And the biggest common theme is I haven't seen any of them in a year. Like,
sure.
It's just like, I don't know when I'm going to see them again. And we're all like totally on the same page about that. Try to make time, but I'm very excited for like whenever we actively come out of that phase, and I guess have just like little people that want to hang out with each other. But right now we're in the phase of like kids are just like still too young, trying to figure it out. I don't know when I'll see you,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a blended thing. Like, I have like the great kid David, who was on the podcast. He is a single guy, so I have single friends who have said, you are now your own entity with your own family, and I'm not going to make an extra effort to be in that new sort of equation. And I go, great, I will be making no effort to make your single life more comfortable.
Yep.
But all good, love you. And then David has said, I want to be in your kid's life. And so our friendship has leveled up because my children love him and I love him. And I also make it a point, because I'm very mobile with my kids and my family. Like, we will come visit you. And then especially, like, if I lived in the city and you have your kid, I have my kiddo, I think you have to be able to be like on a Sunday morning, like, Ben, we're going to the park. You want to come or not? Like, we don't have to plan it. But, like, if you're free and doing nothing, let's go to the park and we'll get a bagel because, look, we both got to get these kids' energy out,
And so what age do you think that starts? Because I totally agree. But what is that? Is that 1.5?
Yeah, I think, like, being able to enjoy the park is probably, like, 1.5. But also there is something great of, like, I got this blob here who's 6 months, and you got a blob. Let's just like sit and distract each other with these blobs for a couple hours, because I can't stare at this thing any longer.
Blob on blob.
Yeah. That should be our daddy daycare. Blobs.
Blobs. Blobs.
Like heavyweights. The blob.
Can you believe I just saw Heavyweights came out 30 years ago, Josh?
Wow.
That's crazy to me. And Kenan Thompson looks the same.
He looks so good.
He looks insanely good.
Yeah.
Like, he posted that Heavyweights poster, and I was like, Kenan, you look identical.
And it's Sean Weiss, is it? Goldberg from Mighty Ducks. He's in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Such an unbelievable... Ben Stiller, obviously. So good.
Did Stiller direct it?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know, but my friend recently ran into Stiller He doesn't know him. He just like saw him and he's like, I loved you in Heavyweights. It's my favorite movie. And apparently Ben Stiller said it's mine too.
I can see that.
Apparently he loved Heavyweights.
It's so twisted.
Yeah. So good.
No, the screenplay is by Judd Apatow, and it was directed by Steve Brill, who I worked with, who directed a movie called Drillbit Taylor, who I know. And Steve Brill, funny enough, created the Mighty Ducks franchise and became absurdly rich from it. And I will never forget, he did not appreciate my obsession with Mighty Ducks, and he would give me notes during scenes, and I'd be like, do you want me to do this the way Charlie Conway did it when he was doing the Triple Deke at the Goodwill Games? And he was like, you're fired.
Mighty Ducks was so good. Oh,
it's amazing.
So good. Has Max seen Mighty Ducks? Has he seen, like, what's your approach to older movies? Does he, like, have you shown him, like, stuff that you love to watch? Or is it all the new stuff?
No, he loves Rookie of the Year.
So
he
good.
likes Sandlot. I mean, he's sick, so he can't really appreciate it yet, but he likes, yeah, for sure. He definitely is slowly getting into those.
I feel like you could have been in Mighty Ducks, no?
I was too young and too fat. No, they already had a Goldberg. I was too young.
You were too young. You were a little too young. That's right.
The dream, you know?
That's right. The dream.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at BioNature. Folks, we all have that annoying friend that went abroad, okay? They probably went to Florence, they ate pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and they told us this bread is nothing like what you see in the US. And then you went over there and visited them and you concurred. You couldn't believe it. You were like, holy smokes, I feel great. Well, that was my sister. I visited her abroad. I ate pizza, I ate pasta, I ate sandwiches. I wasn't bloated. And I thought to myself, you know, the crap that we have in the US is just, well, crap. Okay, that's where BioNature comes in. From premium durum semolina pasta to whole wheat, gluten-free, and sourdough pastas. Yup, that's right. BioNature is committed to their passion for organic foods. Everything, and I mean everything, comes from Italy. Everything. Everything. And they just launched 3 new organic pasta sauces in different flavors. Spicy arrabbiata, traditional marinara, their fragrant tomato basil, and again, all of it Italian homegrown tomatoes. Are you kidding me? All of it is organic and uses Italian homegrown tomatoes, unlike any of their competitors. And folks, we love Jovial. You know Jovial? Same company. It is fantastic. I'm telling you, folks, this is it. So folks, go to bionature.com and use code GOODGUYS at checkout for 20% off your first purchase. That's BIONATURAE.com and use code GOODGUYS for 20% off your first order. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Fatty 15. Folks, we're all worried about aging. Have you noticed maybe you had a bad night's sleep and you woke up and you just had no energy, you were stiff, you were feeling like crap? Well, folks, that is what happens when you get older and you don't take anything. It's so important to feel young, okay? All that we want to do is recapture our youth. Remember, we go outside, play basketball, come back, and we're not achy. Well, folks, I'm so excited to share with you that C15 from Fatty 15 is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in more than 90 years and is an incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness, and you guessed it, aging and longevity. Fatty 15 co-founder Stephanie Van Watson discovered the benefits of C15 while working with the U.S. Navy to continually improve the health and welfare of aging dolphins. Based on over 100 studies, we know that C15 strengthens our cells and is a key longevity enhancement nutrient, which helps slow biological aging at the cellular level. And folks, when our cells age, our bodies age too, so we need C15. As many as 1 in 3 people worldwide may have low C15 levels and cellular fragility syndrome. We don't want any of that, so we got to take our C15. So folks, Fatty 15 is on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier and longer. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/goodguys and using code goodguys at checkout.
Oh, these movies were so good. Where did they go, Josh? What happened? Where did these movies go? Like, what changed? Honestly, from your perspective, I at least look at TV today or movies today, and I'm just not impressed by the stuff that's coming out for younger kids. Like I feel like we used to make movies for them that were still like could still be appreciated by adults. I don't know. I feel like things have just changed. Do you agree?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I think everything became algorithm based, and so everything became an attempt at reverse engineering what once worked before.
Yeah.
And then you also and then people take that. I love and I'm proud of the show I did, Turner and Hooch, and that was IP from the 80s. And I think what was hard was the original movie, Tom Hanks in that movie is a total dick. Like, his character is a jerk, and he's like a real dick to the dog, and he's pretty curmudgeonly, and it's there's murders and shooting. Like, he's a proper detective, and the stakes are high.
Yeah.
Cut to 25 years later, you have to make a show for Disney Plus that is honoring those elements, but really can have none of them because God forbid anyone offends anyone about anything. And it loses that edge, I think.
It's that. It's what you just said. It's the God forbid anybody offends anybody about anything. And I think we just no longer treat kids as little people. We're if they watch a movie, the worst thing that used to happen was that you'd get a nightmare. Like I've said, I was in the 3rd grade. I went to a sleepover. Somebody showed me the Terminator, and I didn't sleep for a month. Yeah. I don't know why. Something about the Terminator, I didn't sleep for a month. But I didn't, if I had watched a movie with bad words or with something complex, a lot of it goes over your head or you talk to your parents about it. Now we're just, we've sheltered our TV. It's just not interesting. That's exactly what it is. It's not interesting anymore.
The movie Liar Liar is fucking dark.
Yeah,
it's so good.
So good. So good. I hope, I think that I will just need to show some of these older movies to him, BH, because my dad to this day will talk about how much he loved watching TV with me. My dad liked Drake and Josh. It's shows that could also appeal to the parent that I just don't think exist anymore. I don't know.
It's
no longer family TV. It's kids TV with these colors. I was watching a TikTok about Coco Melon and how they put so many colors into this movie that it is there's a reason why kids want to watch it 250 times because it's they're on acid. Something goes into their brain with the way that the colors transition and all the Disney live action,
I know, but that music from Coco Melon is hot.
It is. It is. What's the one with the mouse?
Where are you? Here I am. How do you do?
What's the movie with Mr. Moon? What is the...
Goodnight Moon?
No. It's a kid's movie now where there's a little mouse. His name is Mr. Moon, and he runs a theater. Sing.
So I just spilled water on myself.
I love Sing. I love it.
Yeah, Sing is bomb.
Sing's bomb.
Yeah.
With exception to Sing. Sing's bomb.
Oh, yeah. No, we mess with Sing in our home. We like the things, it's amazing and no shade and whatnot. But the first Moana, the songs are so good because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. And the second Moana, they're we got someone new. They're great too. And it's I don't know any of those songs, guys.
I didn't see Moana 2. Moana 1 also with Sing. Unbelievable.
Crushes.
So good.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That's over 8x the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to robinhood.com/boost. Over 8x the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Home Chef. Folks, as a celebrity chef, I know a lot about the kitchen. And I gotta tell you, sometimes you're just not in the mood to grocery shop. Sometimes you're just not in the mood to be creative. Sometimes you just want it done for you. That said, you're not gonna order in, because when you order in, the food's crap. It's just crap. And that's where Home Chef comes in. So many of these companies send you these incredibly elaborate recipes. Nobody has time for that. We're looking for great food, great quality ingredients, and easy recipes. And that, folks, is exactly what Home Chef is designed for. Home Chef delivers fresh ingredients and chef-designed recipes conveniently to your doorstep to simplify your cooking experience. What a dream! Users of leading meal kits have rated Home Chef #1 in quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Whether you prefer classic meal kits with pre-portioned ingredients, quick 30-minute recipes, oven-ready options, microwave meals, or a dedicated family menu, Home Chef has everything you and your family need for hassle-free, delicious dinners. So folks, for a limited time, Home Chef is offering my listeners 18 free meals plus dessert for life. And of course, free shipping on your first box. If you go to homechef.com/goodguys. That's homechef.com/goodguys for 18 free meals and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/goodguys. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert.
Speaking of hockey, so I got to tell you about this thing. I did this charity hockey event for the LA Kings on Sunday to honor LA Strong, honor the first responders, to raise money for the California Fire Fund and all these different entities, and shout out the LA Kings, amazing fundraiser. And so it was really an interesting process because about a month ago, we have a lot of friends who are ex-Kings. A buddy of mine, Matt, who played for them and now works in the organization. So he texts me and he goes, hey, we're going to do a charity event, charity game. You want to play? Like in a month.
Ooh.
I go, I'm in, Matt. He goes, beautiful. I'll have someone reach out. I think between then and 2 days later, they somehow got Justin Bieber and Steve Carell to do it too. And they forgot about good old Joshy. Suddenly, I'm not getting emails. So I'm like, it's okay. They're busy. This is more principles before personalities. This is more important. So they hit me up like 2 days before. They're like, you ready to play on Sunday? I was like, what are you, nuts? They're like, yeah, here's the info. Bring your gear. I'm like, first of all, it's hilarious that you think that an actor has full hockey pads.
Yes, bring your gear.
My gear. I'm like, can I rent skates? And I've played in celebrity basketball games, as we've talked with Nick Swartzen about. I know how deeply demoralizing and embarrassing it is to be out in front of an audience really just sucking. And I'm actually okay at playing hockey, but as I said, I've never been great at skating because at 14, when I should have been skating, my mom said, you're too fat for skates. And the velocity at which your body will hit the ground would mean compound fractures, and I can't have that. You know, we don't have great insurance. So I never got great at skating. So I wind up saying, listen, I'm not going to skate. I'm not going to be part of the game. And they're like, okay, well, just come, we guess. So I did come, and it was a really nice event. And there's Vince Vaughn and Colby Smulders and great Hockey players, Mark Messier, Teddy Purcell, Matt Green, Dion Phaneuf, like all these amazing players. And then we get to like the biggies, the big celebs. Will Ferrell, okay.
Ooh, wow.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, the two announcers.
I need to go back to Will Ferrell. Did he skate? I only think of Blades of Glory.
No.
I wonder if he really skated. You think, or did he have somebody to do the stunts for him, a stuntman?
No, he didn't skate. He's a big Kings fan, so it wasn't a surprise he was there.
Okay.
And
Snoop Dogg.
so now I'm like, and I'm walking around. I'm like, I'll be the equipment manager, whatever. It's fun. So they're like, okay, you'll be the equipment manager because we already have coaches for the red team. So like, let's get them all lined up, and we're gonna introduce you guys. You're gonna go out on the ice. So last minute, they're all skating out, right? And then they're like. And right as the last person goes out of the tunnel to skate out, they go, "An equipment manager, Josh Peck." And I didn't go out. I literally went like this. Nope. I was so embarrassed to go out as the equipment manager that I said, I'm not going out.
Equipment manager. Oh my God, that is so classic too.
It's so me, man.
You should have played.
So I should have, and I think I would have been okay, but it is what it is. And then I was chatting with some of the players as they were lined up to go out. And then I see the great Josh Richards. And we chatted up a little, dab it up. Wonderful. One great Canadian, Josh Richards. And then they go out and I turn and I hear someone go, "Hey, Josh." And I turn around and who is it? The Biebs.
Wow.
Justin Bieber. A real celebrity.
And he said, "Hey, Josh."
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
The kid
Excellent.
is a mensch. And as you know, we had one amazing day at the sauna together. Don't read into that. And
like camp.
We had a great time. And
how many cheese balls can you fit in Justin Bieber's ass?
19. And he was gonna play, and he goes, "Hey, Josh, good to see you, man." And I was like, "JB, how are you?" I didn't call him that, but I was like, "Hey, Justin, good to see you." And we're chatting real quick, and I had heard, because I told you I got some friends at the Kings. They were like, "Oh, they're like Bieber actually asked to." If he could like have some ice time before the game to like practice a little bit. And I was like, damn, like that's how you know someone's great. When even a charity game, they're like, I'm taking this seriously.
I need to warm up.
Yeah.
It's no joke.
So I
love
said,
that. Ooh, so you had a star-studded afternoon.
I said to him, I'm like, I heard you asked for a little bit of extra ice time. And he's like, yeah, I had to knock the cobwebs off. And I was like, so humble. We love a humble king.
So good. He's so good at sports too.
He's good at everything.
He's good at everything.
It's
like I've seen him playing basketball. Like I don't know if you follow this guy Chris Brickley, but Chris Brickley like has like a famous gym in the city. LeBron will come through. Like back in the day, it was like J.R. Smith, and you'll see Bieber go into these runs, and he's good.
Yeah, dude. He's just. It's amazing to see someone like that who's like internationally superstar famous. It was funny. There was a girl who was like in her probably late 20s who was the one who would like direct people to go out. Like she was the one who would give someone their cue to like, okay, now go out to the ice. And she was very professional and good at what she did. And she'd be like, go, go, go. And the last person who gets announced obviously is Bieber. So she goes, go. And then I see her turn to some of her other friends and go, like just give a like holding her heart like, oh God. And
so
I was like, yeah.
This was this past Sunday.
Yes.
It's so funny, like the way that the media, and we can cut this out if you don't want to talk about it, but the way that I have been seeing nonstop, like, is Justin Bieber okay? And you just saw him and he was in a hockey game and he seemed great. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't imagine being Justin Bieber and how every single time you wake up in the morning and maybe forgot to shave and maybe just didn't care what you were wearing and went to an event with your wife, that somebody then printed an article that you are like addicted to drugs and have a problem. Like it's just so like I almost want to say lose when you're at that level. Like I know it's probably amazing to have the money and the fame, but to not be able to leave your house without people talking, and then to hear that he's just like such a normal guy who loves sports, who's having a great Sunday, it's like almost sad.
I couldn't agree more, and I know, because we have to give that caveat of like, obviously it's an exceptional life and how cool that he gets to live and experience all this stuff, but I don't think it's easy being him. And I think it's a lot of pressure that kind of never lets up.
I think it's impossible to be him. Impossible. Yeah. And very like it's so funny. People are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, but I bet you 99 out of 100 people, if they actually lived in his life, wouldn't trade.
Right.
It's a lot. If they actually lived in his head, it's a lot. You got to be up for it.
Yeah. No, you have to be. What is Olivia? What does Justin Bieber mean to you? First, as our resident young person, and also as a musician yourself, and just as a good person.
Oh, well, thank you. I remember like he started coming on the scene when I was probably around like 10 years old, and I just thought he had like such a beautiful voice, and like as a young, like I had just started playing guitar maybe for like a year or so at that point, and I thought it was so cool because it was like, oh, he got like discovered on YouTube, and he just like put himself out there, and his talent kind of carried him. And then I remember like the tide shifting very quickly with like all the kids in school being like, oh, Justin Bieber, da da da, like all the boys would make fun because all the girls liked him. So that was kind of like the first exposure to like, the push and pull, I guess, of what the perception may be for someone like that. But yeah, I cannot imagine what that pressure must be, and he's got a kid now, right? Did he give birth? Yeah. So
you just have to be so strong mentally. Like going back to what I said before, you have to be so strong mentally, and just not everybody can do it. That was more what I was saying. Like
totally.
I'm like, his life is probably unbelievable, and I pray that he can handle it. But there are a lot of people that couldn't, was what I meant.
Do you think if he showed up at a Chili's and it's busy, everyone's ordering Nashville mozzarella sticks, like they're just inundated, is there a Chili's on this earth that makes Justin Bieber wait? Saturday night, 8:00. Nah.
I don't think that there's a host. I was just going through my head, like, how old are these hostesses? I don't think that there is a host at a single Chili's that doesn't know who Justin Bieber is.
That's right.
Yes, he is of that level. Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Like me, it's a coin flip.
Not a coin flip. I would say that 50% of Chili's. I think you're at
That's a coin flip, Ben.
Oh God. I think it's a coin flip, Josh. Ask me why in my head a coin flip went to 25 cents and I thought it was a quarter chance.
Neurologist. Should we get to a story?
I think it's a coin flip. Yeah. Oh my God.
I think here, let me make it Jewish. I think it's a black and white cookie. Well, did you know that doctors are charging $6,000 per eye to change eye color forever? This is scarier than any horror film. This risky trend is irresistible. An ophthalmologist with 3.4 million followers on TikTok has gone viral due to his specialization in changing people's eye color permanently. Dr. Brian Wackler has revealed the results of his work on social media, showing before and after results. Yeah.
Really? That's really dangerous, Josh.
Intense. I mean, it's pretty wild. It's no joke. It's people are going from like very dark eyes to like baby blue light eyes.
I just like what I immediately think of is, as a light-eyed king, and this is a fact, I get more migraines because I think it's something about like the way that light eyes react to sun. Like light eye people get more migraines. I wonder, they're thinking about the aesthetics, Josh. What about What about the headaches? What about the potential downsides of how you're now going to feel? Put in contacts. What's wrong with a colored contact?
Sure.
I don't like
disagree.
this. I don't like this one bit. I barely like
LASIK?
What's it called? I barely like LASIK. Exactly. I just don't like messing with the eyes. So scary.
Have you flirted with LASIK?
Yeah, I have. It would make my life so much easier, and Claudia
Do
would
it.
stop yelling at me about like putting my contacts all over the floor. Because like at the end of the night, I just like randomly remember that I still have my contacts in, so like I'll take them out and then I'll find them the next day I think I'm putting them on my water bottle on my bedside, but then they'll just end up somewhere, and like Claudia will find one under her big toe, and she'll be like, "Fuck, Ben, like, can't you just put your contacts in the trash?" So yeah, I flirted with it because I think it would be good for my marriage, but I also don't want to go blind. I know it's rare, yada, yada, yada. It also used to be rare to get in a plane crash. I don't know, Josh. I don't know.
Roll the dice, live a little. I went and took my friend Joe for his with Dr. Paul C. Lee in Koreatown, and and it was cool. You get Valium. That's worth it alone. I'll have any elective procedure for Valium.
I should see if Joey Camasta has a guy that can do LASIK for me.
For sure. It's somewhere in Central Jersey. For
Yeah,
sure.
he can find it. He can get me a good deal.
Well, did you know that Luigi Mangioni's been asking Twisted fans to stop bombarding him with so many photos? Luigi Mangioni is asking his Twisted fans to stop bombarding him. The accused United Healthcare CEO Unaliver made clear that his legal defense fund, made clear on his legal defense fund website that he cannot keep up with the fan photos flooding into his Brooklyn federal jail. Luigi is allowed to receive photos via Shutterfly and free prints in accordance with mail procedures while in custody. Wow.
Subtle flex. By the way, if you're sending... Dude, people are crazy. Like, dude, what are they sending him? You think these are like...
Oh, Olivia, what do you think that he's getting sent?
Like these are pictures of privates, right? That's what this is?
Everything. I think it's everything.
Everything and anything under the sun. But I think it's hilarious that they made sure to include that like Shutterfly was one of the forms, because now I'm just thinking about like him getting a bunch of customized scrapbooks of like different people.
It also feels like product placement. Like, did Shutterfly pay for that? Like an
ad.
Yeah.
That's a great ad spot. Oh God.
Like they're like Luigi Mangioni's favorite snack from the canteen is Snickers. You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. I might kill you. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Oh, it's terrible.
That would be such a good Snickers commercial.
Oh my God.
Like he has a Snickers and then he doesn't shoot the CEO. Oh my God, that's so good.
That's so dark. Oh man, what are you doing?
You just do it with like all of these terrorists. Like you have like Osama bin Laden. He's about to like blow up a school.
God,
he has a Snickers and he doesn't want to anymore.
The finger just goes off the red button.
That's what Hamas needed, Snickers.
Oh, man. Well, and last thing about Luigi Mangioni, there has to be so many bad fathers on this earth that there are this many women sending Luigi photos.
I know.
How many fucking bad fathers are there?
A lot, Josh.
A lot. Okay, good.
A lot of them.
Gwyneth Paltrow is selling a $200 sex pillow. Doctors weigh in on whether it's worth it. If you're looking to spice up your love life, Goop has a suggestion, but it'll set you back $195. Gwyneth Paltrow's pillow, the Prim, claims that the Taboo sex pillow will make your intimate moments more comfortable and satisfying. But do you really need to shell out big bucks for better sex? The Post spoke to 3 experts to get the rundown on the pillows that Goop is recommending. So I guess it's just a pillow maintained to hold on to its shape, to lift you in certain ways for canoodling.
More so to maybe put under the woman,
Sure.
under her lower back. One of those. Is that what it is? I can't see, but I can imagine.
Yes, something for lumbar, some sort of thoracic spine support.
We spend money on everything, Josh. Why not spend money in the bedroom? Yes. I'm in favor. Try it out. Why not?
This one doctor, Dr. Deborah Lino, said a ramp-shaped pillow can have a bit of a wedge lift. I'm turned on. Ramp-shaped. Whoa.
Does that go from, now I'm trying to figure it out, ramp shape going up?
I don't
Like-
know, but if you have like a truck fantasy, like open up the hatch doors, get the ramp. I got a pallet for you, baby.
Get the ramp.
Something shifted in transit. Yuck.
Yuck. Yucky.
Oh boy. Should we get to one speak pipe and then what are you nuts?
Yeah.
All right. This one is from this will be a fun one. Lauren.
Hello, moronically good guys. So I work for a pretty large software company and we sell mainly HR software. And last episode, you guys were talking about different celebrities and how much it costs for an appearance. And you specifically talked about Shaquille O'Neal. So last February, my company had our sales kickoff and the special guest was DJ Diesel. And it was a ridiculous event, mostly because he kept calling the women in the crowd sexy mamas and bringing them up on stage and letting them dance with him. So to me, it seemed like an HR violation, but it was super fun. So I just wanted to tell you guys that funny story. Love you guys. Bye.
Now we know.
DJ Diesel. I loved it.
Come on, sexy mama.
I had like probably 2 or 3 jobs ago. I think this was like 2017. I was working at an agency and they got Akon to do the holiday party. And
Whoa.
let me tell you, that shit was sick. So good.
Are we
Akon
talking
is
about
it.
Gary Vayner?
No, we're talking about Horizon. Ah. Yeah, no. Gary's not shelling out for Akon. Okay. Cut that. Cut that out.
Do you really want to cut that out?
No, we can leave it. He's probably bartering. That's why he's not shelling out. He's not cheap. Not cheap. But Akon was unbelievable. I've actually seen DJ Diesel in Atlantic City. Great. He's great.
believe it.
Love Shaq.
I believe it.
Love him.
Should we get to our What Are You Nuts?
Yes.
Our What Are You Nuts moment of the week are our gripes with people, places, and things. All the things that are ticking us off, sticking in our craw. Ben, go for it.
I don't understand why, as a waiter or a waitress, you will not write down my order. That's it. I'm giving you an order. This isn't... I'm trying to get the correct meal. I'm not trying to test your memory or your mental capacity to remember exactly what I want and how I want it. I watched this happen. I'm ordering my omelet, Josh. My omelet is spinach, mushrooms, onions, and American cheese. Well done home fries, 7-grain toast, a little butter and ketchup on the side. It's a lengthy order. It's not nothing, right? And she's not writing it down. So I said, just very nicely, I said, you might want to write this down. It's a little long. She's like, nah, I got it. I'm like, okay. Comes wrong. What are you, nuts? Like, who are you trying to prove this to, that you can do this job without writing it down? If you're a waiter or waitress, just write it down. It's very normal. It's like, what are you, nuts?
Great. My What Are You Nuts is, at funerals and memorials, stop releasing balloons. What are you, nuts? First of all, it's pollution, okay? These things, it doesn't go well. They land in the ocean. And secondly, I know you want to write, oh, Grandma Diane loved golf, so I'm going to draw a 3-iron on her balloon. No one cares. Diane's gone. No one can see it. You're hurting the sea animals. What are you, nuts?
Nuts. Enough. It's enough releasing balloons. That should never happen again.
Ever.
We're done releasing
So
balloons.
stupid.
So stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you've made this up. This symbolism is completely fictitious. And you are actively... The fact that we had to remove paper straws, Josh, but it's still fine to release a balloon, That's nuts. Nuts.
Go for it, Ben.
Folks, this episode, if not 5 stars, which one? What are you, nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Share our clips, Instagram, and TikTok. Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.